back, Goodfellas Sports TV. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And I'm going to ask the boxer fans some questions real quick, or a question, and give explanation, not elaborate more on the latter half of the video topic in the live today, God willing. But do you guys want to see Jermall Charlo versus Chris Eubanks Jr. more, or Jermall Charlo versus Demetrius Andrade more? Now, Chris Eubanks Jr. got the interim WBA title, which he said that is supposed to turn into the Super WBA title because Canelo was expected to vacate the belt. Now, Canelo did come out and say like a week or two ago that it's going to be hard to make 160, and he may stay at 168 for right now. But, you know, they're going to let Canelo hold up multiple divisions. So right now, Eubanks is the interim title, and he won it because Matt Korobov got injured during the fight with him earlier this month. So I would think if Matt Korobov come back healthy, they need to reorder that fight and get a rematch ASAP. But at the end of the day, people going to justify Jermall Charlo fight Chris Eubanks Jr. But the thing about it is that, you know, I'm not sure if you can unify the interim WBA belt to WBC, but I think you should because it's not the regular belt. And maybe he could be the mandatory for the Super WBA belt. But at the end of the day, everybody know Chris Eubanks Jr. ain't earned that belt. He should have to go rematch Korobov depending on how long it's going to take Korobov to heal and how bad that shoulder injury was. But if somebody tell you that, oh, I want to see Jermall Charlo versus Chris Eubanks Jr. over actual real unification title fight with Demetrius Andrade and Jermall Charlo, they just fanboys, all right? At the end of the day, that's a solid fight, but really, Chris Eubanks Jr., a guy who ain't got no rounds in all last year. I think he fought DeGale. I can't remember when he fought DeGale, but he didn't get no rounds in. This dude need to rematch Korobov, or he need to prove himself in another fight, or just to stay warmed up. It's just to tune up, in my opinion. But people gonna say, well, you know, Demetrius Andrade, you know, he ducked the other Charlo, and that's ancient history. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. That's ancient history. Right now, we talking about this. We could say that, you know, Jermall Charlo, he bitched up versus Danny Jacobs. You know what I'm saying? It's receipts on everybody basically in the boxing game. Now, this was going on. Demetrius Andrade and them said they sent the offer over to Jermall Charlo. Ronnie Shields say it ain't no valid offer unless it go through Al Heyman. Sound like the Danny Jacobs Terrence Crawford situation, right? It ain't no valid offer. So basically, you know, Jermall Charlo ain't his own boss. They keep screaming Lions only and I'm my own boss, but when you get an offer, you don't know how to deal with it, or you don't know how to, you don't know how to negotiate. So basically, Eddie Hearn sent the offer directly to Jermall Charlo and probably Ronnie Shields, and now all of a sudden Ronnie Shields say it wasn't no offer because it didn't go through Al Heyman, right? But hey, all these dudes, they own bosses, right? So basically, Eddie Hearn say if Showtime or PBC Showtime or PBC Fox can match the offer, that they would send Demetrius Andrade over to Showtime and Fox. So that's how confident Eddie Hearn is in his offer to Jermall Charlo. And I heard this, I don't know how much it is, but I heard it's more than what Charlo making. They offered him, but this is the situation right here, right? With Jermall Charlo, this is what they're doing on PBC. This is why these guys, it ain't necessarily that it's not necessarily that they didn't offer more money. It's not enough money for them to cross the street because it's not worth the risk. These dudes don't think they're the best. They come out here screaming they're the best. But at the end of the day, they don't carry themselves like the best. See, why would I fight Demetrius Andrade for, let's just say, $5 or $6 million when I can make $3 or $4 million to fight the Hogans and the Adams of the world? You know what I'm saying? I can make that type of money fighting them. You know, low risk, high reward. You know, okay, I go in there and fight Demetrius Andrade for $6 million. I lose. I got to work my way back up on undercards. Them dudes don't believe they can win. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to gamble with their money. If I can make $2 or $3 million every time I'm fighting 2 or 3 times a year in a low risk fight, right? See, Canelo different. Canelo, they think they're going to get to 10 to 12 to $15 million. That's cool. That's basically, I cash out on that because for them, you know, that's like 3 years worth of fights almost. Depending on what they making, 2-3 million a year. Depending on what they're making, that's 3-4 years of fight. Years of fights. So they willing to take that risk. Golovkin, you're gonna give Derevchenko got $5 million. So Jermall probably get $8-9 million fighting, you know, Golovkin. So he willing to take that risk because it's way more money. You know, it ain't that he think he could be Canelo, he think he could be Golovkin or none of that. It's more money. But my whole thing about it is these dudes ain't about delivering the best fights. Premier boxing champions ain't about delivering the best fights, and they don't want to work with nobody. And cool, if you don't want to work with nobody. Stop screaming undisputed. Stop going to identify or recognize the WBO belt when you want to. Just drop all the belts. Come up with a PBC Hall of Fame. Come up with a PBC governing body, a PBC belt, you know, and just do it that way. Just make it like Bellator, UFC, and just make PBC a closed network, a league. Make it a boxing league. You know what? You look at all the fighters you got, all the smaller fighters, you can release them from their contract. If you don't have enough opponents in that weight class, you can release them from that contract, and you identify the fights that you want to put on. That's it. You look at the welterweight division, you look at the junior middleweight division, you look at the middleweight division, you look at the whatever division you want to look at, the heavyweight division, or you can just, you know, have free agents come on and fight for the PBC belt. And if they want to stay on PBC till they lose the belt, or they want to sign with PBC when they become champion, they can. But if they want to go to another network, the belt become vacant. That's what it got to boil down to. That's what it got to boil down to. Because at the end of the day, you can't justify Jermall, Charlo, and Eubanks over Demetrius Andrade at this point. See, these dudes screaming they their own boss and this and that. Name me the last time a PBC fighter sent an offer. You know why they not sending offers? Because they're not willing to pay an opponent equal amount of money. See, when they make Sean Porter and Errol Spence, they got to go on pay-per-view. You know, Adrian Broner, Pacquiao, when they make in-house fights between two of their top fighters in the division or two of their good contenders in the division, it usually go on pay-per-view, because what they used to doing is putting these dudes in mismatches, and they paying a guy like Hogan, I'm just throwing a number out there, $500,000, and Charlo can make a good $2 or $3 million off of that. But if Hogan was Demetrius Andrade, and they got to pay both of these dudes solid money, $3, $4, $5 million a piece, then they got to go to pay-per-view for them to make that money back. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the God honest truth. See, PBC they doing all these lopsided fights on regular TV because it's in the budget. See, what they doing is they paying one side super good money, and they getting these regular ass bum ass fighters, and they paying them a couple $100,000, and that's good money for them. They not paying on regular network TV. They not paying two guys that type of money. People say, what about Tony Harrison and Jermall and Charlo? Tony Harrison ain't probably seen $1 million. When he fought Jermall Charlo last time, he didn't see $1 million. He might not see $1 million this time. So it ain't nothing for them to pay somebody $1 million a piece, or pay Charlo $2 million and Tony Harrison $700,000. That ain't shit. But when you talking about elite level fights on regular TV, like $3, $4, $5 million a piece, they not doing that. The Zone is willing to do it. You know, and he should fight Demetrius Andrade, but you don't see Errol Spence send an offer to Terrence Crawford. You don't see Danny Garcia counter offer sending it to Terrence Crawford. You don't see Jermall Charlo sending an offer to Golovkin, sending an offer to Canelo, sending an offer to Demetrius Andrade. They did offer Golovkin the contract to join Premier Box Champions, but it wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? You don't see these dudes counter offering and offering contracts. You don't. All you see is the Zone offering contracts. Oh, that's not good enough. Send it to Al. Oh, that's not enough money. Oh, that was a bullshit contract. You know, all you see is Danny Garcia. Oh, yeah, I want $10 million to fight this guy. He said, I want $10 million to fight Earl. I want $10 million to fight Terrence. You're Keith Thurman. I need a lot of money to do this and do that. At the end of the day, it ain't that they not making career high paydays coming from the Zone. Or it's not that they not making career high paydays coming from Top Rank. It's the fact that I'm making easy money, beating up on fucking punching bags on PBC, and I ain't going to have to get exposed and lose and then work my way back up. That's what it boiled down to. See, they'll get exposed and lose for Canelo type of money, but they ain't getting exposed and losing for Demetrius Andrade type of money. And that's what it boiled down to. Anybody saying they want to see Jermall Charlo versus Chris Eubanks Jr. more than Charlo than Demetrius Andrade is straight a fangirl. Not a fanboy. They're a fan female. You know what I'm saying? But y'all know what it is, man. Goodfellas Sports TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Share the video, man. Want to make a donation, just share the video. And other than that, don't forget, we on all social media. Email in the description, donation link in the description, and all our boxing playlists out there as well, too. One time for the one time we gone.